So today for our number talk, we're going to be using a hundreds chart. Everybody knows what a hundreds chart is? What's a hundreds chart?
Like where you write to 100 like we did yesterday.
Right. So today with our hundreds chart, we're going to be talking about 10 more and 10 less. Okay? So for 10 more, 10 less, what do you think that means? Let's just talk about 10 more. What do you think 10 more means?
10 more up.
Yeah, 10 more up, right? 10 more, our number is going to be 10 digits more, right? What about 10 less?
You take the 10 away.
You're going to take a 10 away, okay? So let's take a random number. Let's say 76. What would 10 more of 76 be?
86.
86, right? What changed from 76 to 86? The tens place changed, right? Did the ones place change?
No.
No, just the tens. So we're going back to 76. What would 10 less be?
66.
66. But what do you notice about 10 more, 10 less when we look at a hundreds chart?
They all have the same, except for the 10s.
The tens is the only thing changing. But what happens if we do 10 more or 10 less? What are we doing on the number chart?
Going up and down.
Right, we're staying in the same row, right? Or in the same column, actually. We're staying in the same column, and we're just changing our rows. We're changing our tens place, right? So I want you to turn to your neighbor and talk about what 10 more of 64 would be. What would 10 more of 64 be? You guys can make a group of 3. You guys can make a group of 3. What would 10 more of 64 be? When you have it, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Who knows what 10 more of 64 would be? Go ahead, Kate. 74. Well, what would 10 less be?
54.
54, right? So here's what we're going to do. I am going to say a number, and you are going to think 10 more and 10 less. And I'm going to say 10 more, and I want you to give me the answer. And I'm going to say 10 less, and I want you to give me an answer, okay? What about 78?
78.
Think about it. Think time. All right, 10 more,
88.
right? 88. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
What about 10 less?
68. 68.
Okay. All right, Colton has to set this one out. All right, what about 55? Think about 10 more, 10 less. When you have it, give me a thumbs up.
6.
Shh, just give me a thumbs up. Don't yell out. 10 more, 55.
65.
Good job.
I knew
10
it.
less.
45.
Good job. All right.
100 less.
Well, we're going to get there. You're looking at the board. So, we'll go ahead and switch over to that real quick. Give me a second.
I'm gonna go to the thousands. See, right to 1,000. 10 more, 10 less, 100 more, 100 less.
So, we'll talk about 100 more, 100 less. What do we know? What do we know about the difference between the tens place and the 100s place? Yes.
When you look at a number chart, they all have the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 down, the 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 down.
Okay. So the ones place is staying the same like it does in the 10 or in the hundreds chart, right? But what do we know about the hundreds place?
It all stays 4.
Well, in this one, the hundreds place is staying 4, except for that very last number, right?
Yeah.
Because this is 400 to 500, okay?
400 to 5.
Well, it's 401 to 500, okay? So that's our number chart that we're working with here. But what's going to change? What do you think is going to change in 100 more, 100 less? What do you think?
of the number. Every last number.
Well, if we look at the last number, what place is that?
Tens.
Well, no, the tens is in the middle, right? When we look at our... What did I do with mine? I'll put it back here. When we look at how our numbers are set up, right? Our very last place is always our ones place, right? So we have ones, then what? Tens,
And hundreds.
and then hundreds, right?
And thousands, and millions, and then zillions, and then millions.
So if we take the number 468 and we write that out, we've got 4 in our hundreds place, right? What's in our tens place?
7.
No, in 468.
6.
6. And what's in our ones place?
8.
8. Well, if we are doing 100 more, what's going to change?
The 8.
The 8 in our ones place?
The hundreds is 500.
The hundreds, if we were going to do 10 more, or if we were going to do 100 more, I'm sorry, if we were going to do 100 more, our hundreds place would change, right?
Yeah.
So it would go up to
500.
5 in our hundreds place. What's going to happen with our tens place?
0. If we add 10 up, then it's 7.
But are we doing 10 more, or are we doing 100 more?
100.
100 more.
So this
So
one
what's going to happen to our tens?
just say 6.
Yeah, it's going to stay the same, right? What about our ones?
8. Just say 8.
Yeah, it's going to stay the same. Because we're only changing what?
The hundreds.
The hundreds. We're doing 100 more, right? So we're only dealing in the hundreds place. Now if we would do 100 less than 468, turn and talk to your neighbor. What would that be? If we're doing 100 less, we're going to stay with that 468.
Yeah.
Turn and talk to your neighbor. What's going to happen to 100 less? Well, we're already dealing with 468. We're not talking about 500. We're talking about 468. What's going to happen for 100 less?
368.
100 more.
100 less. I think you already have that.
Yep. So what would 100 less be?
368.
368. How'd you know that, Colton?
Because if you take 100 away,
If I take 100 away from 468,
and then that's what, like,
well, my 4 is going to go to what? 3, right?
It's like 4
And my
minus
10s
1.
and my 1s place are going to stay the same, right? Because we're only dealing with what place?
The 100.
The hundreds, okay?
It's like you're minusing like 5 minus 1 equals 4. 4 minus 1 equals 2.
Yeah. Now here's what I want to hit on, okay? I wanted to hit on expanded form, and in my lesson plans I was going to hit on expanded form, but I think there's a couple of us that we really just need to work on hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm going to hit on an expanded form really quick up here, and we'll talk more about expanded form tomorrow, okay? But we're not going to do the expanded form part of our worksheet, okay? So expanded form, if I was going to take 468, do you guys remember expanded form from this school year? How would I write the expanded form of 468?
So you do 400,
Good job, 400.
then you do 60.
What do I do in between 400 and 60?
Put in the 4.
So just write 400 and then I write 60. Okay, then what?
8.
And that's expanded form?
No.
We're halfway there. We're missing something.
The plus and the plus
Right, we need 400 plus 60
equals
plus 8, right? Because if we added